Welcome back to the Paul's Podcast. This is your host for today, filling in for Seth Aldridge, Jacob Greer, and
Seth is currently being kept in North Korea right now.
Right, yeah.
And,
they sent us.
Recent news is Paul Moss is running a pyramid scheme, and Seth Aldridge is top dog. So that's where they're located. So
I don't know, Paul, so I wasn't going to say that.
I love Paul Moss. Fantastic human being. So
Obviously, he's running a pyramid scheme.
he has a kid named CJ, and we were in South Carolina. Do you remember this? And he would always yell at his son. He'd be like, CJ. And I'm sitting right in front of him. I was like, what is it, Paul? And this guy, he's a fantastic preacher.
I'm sorry.
I was getting scared. I was like, why are you yelling at me for?
What are you yelling for? But what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about, is social media really bad for you? Before we break that up, you want me to go ahead and read my verse?
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about this verse to you.
So this is my life verse, and obviously I was saved, called to preach at a very young age, but then the Lord put the desire in my heart to be a teacher. I obviously went and got my degree in physical education. At this point, I've already graduated. I've got a job, fantastic job around fantastic, employees and coworkers, and got a fantastic school system surrounding me. So the Lord's actually blessed me in this career. I'm not able to do PE. I'm currently doing science, but it's been a good balance, and it's been a growing experience. And I think I'm not what the kids needed, but the Lord put me in a place where the kids benefited from having me, if that makes sense. And I hope that's always that way. I always want to benefit and, assist the student in any way possible. My life verse in relationship to all those things is Proverbs chapter number 22, verse number 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Amen.
And I think even in relationship to social media, and we can all relate as, children from our fathers and mothers, or even grandparents, and just, older individuals that we can look up to in life. They've taught us things. They've tried to keep us away from things. And the way we are now is because of the teachings and the lifestyle we had that our parents made us have, but in a loving and a caring, supportive manner that we've turned out the way we are today.
Right.
And I think being in the school system personally, that's helped me, and even y'all in the job place, and just being coworkers and friends. And sometimes training up a child, is more relationship to the parents. But I think sometimes a good friend helps you just stay on track sometimes as well. So obviously we're not getting friendships and families, but
still a good verse.
Yeah, along those same lines of social media, because I understand some parents have mixed opinions and values, and obviously we're going to try and cover both sides evenly, and just give you the truth and how it's benefited us, how it's hurt us, and just leave it at face value.
Yeah.
So
Faith value.
Face.
Oh, face.
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 And then faith.
Face value.
So Dylan just slapped himself. So if you're on Anchor or something, tune in there. That was quite entertaining. But
so, yeah, I mean, shoot, I guess I'll start us off.
We'll go for it.
I mean, anybody else got anything? So social media, I have two opinions on it. I believe it can be good. I currently have Facebook. I currently have Instagram, and I have Snapchat. And the Snapchat is a group chat with all of the Paul's Podcast. The Facebook is the Paul's Podcast Facebook. Instagram is Paul's Podcast Instagram. So I do have social media accounts, but I don't get on them. Now, I'm not against them. I believe they can be used for good. Like obviously what we're doing here, I believe is a good use of social
every
media.
social media, TikTok, Instagram. Hopefully we can transition to Snapchat. What?
And YouTube too.
Oh, I thought you said JUCO. And I was like,
You
junior college baseball? Like
JUCO.
JUCO?
Yeah, me and Jake come up with it.
MySpace?
Oh, throwback to the 2000s.
I never got old enough to get MySpace. Or I guess I was young enough.
You get shut down?
I don't know. Jake, do you remember MySpace? I know you're pretty old.
I vaguely, I barely remember that. I don't think I was old enough to really make an account or anything whenever it was popular. But my sister definitely had one.
How old are you, Jake?
Well, I got to think about this. 24? Yeah, 24.
24. When were you born?
1998, December 4th.
I'm older than Jake.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Dylan's
So
the old
sad.
man of the group.
Wow. Hey, Grandpa.
Yeah. Hey, Papa.
Hey,
How you
boy.
doing?
Papa.
Back in my day, we had a newspaper.
Poppy.
Would write a handwritten
How's that knee
letter.
replacement treating you?
I think I need one, man. My knee pops a lot. But, yeah, I mean.
One social media platform that I've never been a fan of, and obviously the one in politics and however in the world you feel about it, I hate Twitter.
Oh.
Like, not even the politics part of it. I just don't like the format. Everything just so goofy looking. Like, it just doesn't feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm writing a business email every time I start typing something up.
Yeah, I've never had it. I have I had Truth Social for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't even get on that anymore, though.
I deleted it.
CJ had an account he made.
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
it was popping off.
I had like 3,000 followers.
Yeah.
In like a week.
He had a picture of me grinding the paint off my front porch for a while.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
your profile picture.
Oh, yeah.
Is that day you caught me? Hey, man, you got a pressure washer?
Yeah, you got a pressure washer I could borrow? And then somebody thought we were stealing it.
Yeah,
because
they called my grandpa.
Yeah, we almost got shot that day.
We were out of town. My family, me and my wife, my grandparents, my parents. We were actually at the marriage retreat, and my grandpa gets a call. We're all sitting in the lobby, and it's a local farmer. Where we live is kind of, me and Jake kind of live out in farm country. A lot of fields, and Jake's not too far from me. He needed a pressure washer. This has nothing to do with social media, but it's just a funny story.
We contacted through
we
social
contacted through a cell phone. So there we go. There's our connection. The farmer, he's known. He don't take no junk, and super nice guy. He called my papa. He said, Wayne. He said, you got two boys out here in your building pilfering around. And he said, do what? And he said, they look like they're trying to get something. And papa said, he looked at me, and because I had just told him like an hour before y'all went to get it. I said, can a few of my friends go get a pressure washer out of your building? He's like, yeah. Well, he kind of forgot. And he was like, do what? And I said,
Shoot him in their tracks.
Yeah, I said, that's my friends. He went, oh, he's trying to tell me it's all right. Did y'all even get it? I don't think.
Oh,
we did.
yeah, I got it.
We did.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Worked like a charm too, buddy.
Like a champ.
Jake aimed that thing straight down, shot it, and started floating a little bit. It was so
Picking me
pressurized.
up off the ground, brother.
Yeah, I mean, that has nothing to do with social media.
I don't know how we got there.
I don't either.
There's a good introduction segment though.
Social media.
So
talk.
social media. So
Small
Twitter, I don't know. I have no
Sure.
clue. I use Snapchat. So like me personally, and however we want to split this up, I use a lot of different social medias. Obviously, like Pause Podcast is a main reason I use any of those. Like we're on TikTok, but I do not like TikTok either. So I'm never on it. In relation to Facebook, same thing. I'm not a huge Facebook guy. I'm on Instagram to see like memes and like videos, but it's really the stuff that's like on YouTube too. So like YouTube, I feel like I really just put more of my time anyways, like watch videos or learn stuff I don't know if YouTube's considered a social media platform. I guess to an extent it is because you can have conversation, comments, and videos and post and share and all those things. But I think social media can be beneficial. Do y'all want to hit the pros or the cons, or do y'all have you want to hit the pros first? Mm-hmm. So I'll start with one. I think it is the best way of communication. I feel like a lot of people now are like shy to like text numbers or ask for numbers, but like, hey, like obviously, there's godly ways to find a relationship, but in making friends, or like at college or new schools, I feel like it's easier to ask for like Snapchat or find them on Instagram and just follow them, and just make a social connection.
Mm-hmm. Jake, you got any pros?
I think that it can be beneficial for business purposes too, because with like when I played music and did that for a living, we used Facebook and Instagram, maybe even Twitter. I'm not real sure, but we used those as like avenues to reach out and like draw people to shows. We'd put out flyers and with the dates and times and the admission and all that stuff, so that way it gave people an idea of where we were going to be when we were going to be there. I think for those things, it's you can make good use of it. And I agree with what CJ said too. Like you can, it's a good way to get in touch with people, because a lot of times if a random number calls or texts me, I'm probably not going to answer it. Like if I don't have your number saved to my phone, I'm probably not going to answer it. So at least if like somebody messages you on Messenger or something, it shows you their name.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it's a real person, sometimes you never know.
But
Debatable.
There's some people on my friends list that send me messages sometimes. I'm like, we have never talked. I don't even know how you're my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not answering this. Some guy hit me up a while back and said, hey, I got these two kids that I know need some money for some Christmas presents. And I don't even know the guy. And I didn't respond. In my mind, it kind of felt like a scam. I was
Oh, yeah, 100%.
money.
You can't trust any of those anymore.
No.
Any of
It'd
those
be one
scams
thing
and
if it was
things.
like one of your family members,
I mean, like,
but
call me.
it's something else.
But so I think a pro is the aspect of keeping in touch with.
Sorry.
He said, he said that he said, where did I get that from? You threw my train of thought.
Sorry. I told him before the episode started I was going, Well, at one time in the episode, and that was actually Dylan's dad was at the door that we're recording in, and he was making a bunch of funny faces, so I couldn't avoid that.
My dad, man. One pro is that you can keep in contact with family. You can keep in contact with your friends from college, and another pro is you could even use it to kind of share your testimony, scripture, what God's laid on your heart for the day. Maybe help some of those your friends around you, or if you're a public figure, you can have those other people you don't know. So I think that's a pro. And my main social media platform is Facebook. I've never had a Twitter. Instagram, I got that in high school, and I think the last time I uploaded like a legit photo of me was when I left high school, went to college. And then I have photos of my wedding. That's about it.
His last post was a Pause Podcast repost.
Was it?
I think so.
Okay.
Like a thumbnail.
And 4th of July.
That is right. That lets you know.
And you posted yesterday. I'm just kidding.
Selfie. I'm gonna post one after this is over. I'm gonna say felt cute, might delete later.
Felt cute, might delete later.
Wow.
Felt cute, might delete later.
Sunny day at the beach with a sun emoji.
2016 called and want their caption back.
Pause.
Jake.
Well, yeah, I'd say the same thing. It's you can use it for a very encouraging way to people.
Hey.
To post stuff, but I'm a very shy person. Like, I'm not the type that I post stuff all the time, or I'm gonna share this. But for people that do enjoy doing that, it's a very good way to encourage. And it's a great way for live stream for churches.
Oh yeah,
and,
that's true.
I mean, you think about all the how far the social media can make the live stream go, and how more of a reach it has.
It's true.
It can reach and share the gospel. So
yes, sir.
I mean, you look at all that. I mean, you can definitely, I've heard preachers say, and I know that some preachers have feelings, some are against it, some are for it, but I've heard one preacher say that the Lord has given us tools and technology, and I believe that, we are responsible on how we use them.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think about Ryan's Recovery, like that Facebook page and stuff, and when Miss Marlowe would post all those updates and stuff, and how many, like some got over like several hundred thousands of views, and how much of a testimony that is.
Right.
Now, obviously, we're still talking about pros and things, but like you said, like that is just a good way to get the gospel out.
Yep.
Right.
And I mean, even speaking of on that situation too, that was his prayer going into all this. And by the way, I think he's still improving too.
Yeah, he is. He's
long story. Thought he was dead, and Lord, he was not. And so thank God for that. And now I know for a fact he's getting better. Like he's being active as far as like obviously I know it was a brainstem infection or something along that line. So that's going to take a while to recuperate from. But from what she's posted here lately, I know he's making progress.
He's on an elliptical. Obviously,
really?
He can't move like one of his sides, but he is pushing it, and the other side is kind of working.
But still, I mean, to go from medically declared dead, I think I even believe the death certificate was signed too. That, and then it was.
They were about. Yeah.
They were about to, or something. Something was almost. I know for a fact. We seen on Facebook that he had passed away, and so it was really sad. And then like 2 days later, he was not, and I was like, whoa, that was crazy. And but yeah, just speaking of that, the testimony it went not only everywhere on social media, it got so big on social media, the news coverage even picked it up in our area. And I believe it was being shared in other states too of his recovery.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Praise the Lord for that.
And that's a pro of social media.
Yeah.
Like you can use it for those tools and use it for other tools. I mean, like I said, talk to your family.
Yeah.
Too.
It is. It's just a good encouragement tool.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know sometimes, like, even like me personally, like I've been, having some like hard days or hard times and like some long days and long hours, like going through trials and tribulation. And, you
get a video from me.
Yeah. And then, Jake or Dylan or Justice will send a text or give me a phone call or, send me a picture or a meme or a funny video. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to be okay. I'm going to make it through. So
realize how bad it is. And then I look at CJ, I'm like, it could be a whole lot worse. Yeah, I mean, it could be good. I quit.
Well, I'm done. Looks like I'm joining Seth and Paul Moss in their pyramid scheme.
I thought there was with D.V. Cooper down in Area 51.
Whoa. You think they're trying food in South Korea?
They possibly could. Maybe they're eating lunch with King Jong-un. Or in Jong.
That's enough.
But I think that so we talked about some of the pros. I mean, yeah, it's good, and then we can get into some of the downfalls of it, which I've experienced personally. This is going to be embarrassing to say. I believe, like I said, anything can be used for good for the Lord, but it's all about time management, and I have poor time management, and if I don't, I have to have some sort of structure in life. If I don't, I'm not gonna do anything. And so it was funny. I ended up getting rid of my all of my personal accounts. I still have them, but they're not activated on my platforms that I have. So I had to, man. On these iPhones, you get a weekly report of screen time. Mine 1 week. This is horrible. For 1 week, my screen time was an average of 9 hours a day.
Ooh.
Now, listen to me. I work a full-time job. So another thing of that was while I drive a lot in between stops and stuff, I will turn on like a video and listen to it. Sometimes it's podcast I listen to, but I like to watch faces. But anyway, I'll plug it up and stick it down in my console and just let it play. So that's the screen time running. But you can go in there and see each and everything. My Facebook screen time was like an average of like 4 or 5 hours. And I was like, good gracious.
Dylan's over there driving, looking down on the console. Wow, that's interesting.
No, I got a little magnet that holds the phone right here. So, yeah, at that point, I was like, all right, 4 hours of my day is spent on social media, which, I mean, it's horrible. So I was like, I gotta do something there. And so I told the Lord I'd put her down. And I did. I got on there for my wife's birthday, activated my account, posted for her birthday, and got it off. So, but yeah, I mean, I believe a negative side to it is it just takes up so much of your time.
I believe the negative side is when people start comparing themselves to other people.
Big one.
On social media. And instead of just doing what they're supposed to do and living the life that God wants them to live, they get sidetracked by what everybody else is doing. And I believe that is a big con.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is because, especially young people, maybe not as much on the older people that have families, but younger people, I know even me growing up, you get sidetracked by that stuff. So
well, and what you don't realize about that too is like you're hindering yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're holding yourself.
You're trying
back.
to be somebody you're not.
Yeah, you're holding yourself back. I mean,
I've accepted the fact I'm not going to look like Jay Cutler, no matter how many times.
I thought you were going to say Jacob Greer.
I did too. I was like, brother, you don't want to.
You know who Jay Cutler is?
Yeah, he's Mr. Olympia.
Big time bodybuilder, Mr. Olympia.
You don't want to look like him.
He's horrible, man. I mean, like, great guy.
Oh yeah,
as far as like what he's accomplished.
Yeah,
and
just looks weird. You know how them roided up bodybuilders
body bound.
Yeah,
he's muscle bound. He's like,
yeah.
But anyhow, I don't want to look like that anyway.
Well, in relationship to that and talking, a lot of young people see other people. The same thing goes like body image.
Right.
Like a lot of young people see like these huge muscular guys, and they've lifted for decades, and they're roided up or they're on trend. Or
that's another thing right there.
They're
you
on
said
PEDs.
They're not natty.
Yeah,
which means natural.
And these young kids that are like 16, 17 think, well, I got to take it, and I can be there in 2 years. And then their whole life's ruined. They're bald. Their reproductive system's messed up, and just a lot of things about them are just ruined.
Right.
Because they're trying to achieve something that, number one, they don't have the medical professionalism to do it, nor the medical staff to help them do it. Mm-hmm. And it's just not worth it. And a lot of the things on social media, which I'm sure we all can agree, is a lot of the things that we look up to, a lot of people that we look up to, supposedly or young people look up to, a lot of it's not even real.
Yeah.
A lot of it's not even authentic lifestyles.
Oh, yeah.
Like they just post the parties. They just post the best
the fun
moments.
Stuff.
Yeah. The fun stuff.
Exactly. They show you the cool
the
moments.
The thrill of it.
Yeah. They'll show you the next morning where they're bent over a toilet puking.
Yeah. I'll show you the side
with
effects.
a hangover, which is not what you want to do.
Mm-mm.
And you go back, we can even branch out to this a little bit. I mean, like the Liver King, for instance. I mean, we ain't trying to name drop, but I mean, he
Primal.
Yeah, primal. He created this big. Here's what frustrated me about this whole situation.
Yeah,
he's a big social media guy about these ancestral lifestyles, which I think are pretty cool. Like, put technology down and get outside.
They are.
And he says in one of them, "Go touch a tree. Let your feet be planted in the ground." That's
a Bible verse.
Yeah. He's like, "Go touch some grass." And but yeah, so But what frustrated me the most was people got so mad when he was on when they found out he was on like these HGH, these horse growth hormones, and from the very beginning, you can look at the dude like obviously he's not natural.
He's always red.
Yeah, exactly. His blood pressure's through the roof, and so I bet anywho, but like him, he promoted this thing, and it come back to bite him in the butt. He said, "All these things I do is all I do. No steroids, nothing like that." And well, what bit it in the butt is so many people have paid money, young people have give into this style he's portraying. It's truth, the supposed truth. Eating liver, which by the way, that's dumb. I'll be honest. I kind of want to try some bone marrow. I've actually heard it's good on a steak. We're gonna taste test.
Jake
sometime?
says otherwise by the facial expression.
They say it's very buttery, like it's a rich butter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got to try it sometime. Anywho,
I would try it.
I would try a liver, but not raw.
I would try it.
I ain't gonna just pick up. I ain't gonna go kill something, cut that out, and just munch.
I'm pretty sure you can die from that.
No, it's chicken. I think you're taking a chicken.
Oh, like salmonella.
Yeah, that you don't want chicken.
Can you eat
But
raw,
still,
like
at the
burger
same
meat?
time, if you're not used to it and you eat too much, you're gonna get sick.
Oh, yeah.
Something's
It's not
gonna
healthy.
hurt.
It's not healthy to eat raw meat. It's supposedly hard on your system to process, and because there's no fiber whatsoever. And but there's also pros and cons to that too. There's pros to that. And
Liver King
the Liver King
would know.
wouldn't
He would.
won't have to wipe. And, so it's it's one of his things. If you just eat straight raw meat, you'll never have to wipe when you use the restroom. I was like, really?
I think
Blew
like,
my mind.
in relationship to that too. Like if those guys would just come out and just be honest, I feel like I don't know why they feel like there's so much pressure. Maybe there is, like in the the public majority, but at least for me personally, like whether you're natty or not, just say it and just live that lifestyle. Like
That's what I said. Like if you do steroids or whatever you do, if you do it, that's fine. That's between whatever you want to do, but don't go on there and make it out like you're fully natural. And then trying to make it as
and all these social media
teens. If you eat this, you could do this. If you drink this, like
then all these young kids on social media are mind warped.
Yeah,
and then they try everything they try to tell them to do, and then it doesn't turn out well, and they don't see the results like they want, and then they get discouraged, and so
which go ahead and nip this in the butt. We're against steroids, any type of that stuff. That is, I'm not going to go into detail, but I have seen people take that and watch them go crazy.
Yes.
I have personally in college when I was working out a lot, I had somebody offer me some stuff, and I was a dummy. I took it, and the worst decision I ever made. Literally messed me up here. I'm fine now, but it was in my mind it's
Debatable.
It's debatable. Yeah. It's a testimony. I took some stuff I probably shouldn't have took. Hey, my bench press went up in a matter of a week. I went from repping 225.
Who give you it? Huh? For a friend who give it? Can I have his name just for personal reasons?
I'm just about said the name.
Just kidding.
I was about to say it. I hit 315 in 1 week on this stuff.
Whoa.
So, but there was a downfall to every bit of that.
Oh yeah.
I about dropped out of college. The cons are way more than the pros. The pros, yeah, I hit 315. So what?
Start bleeding out your eyes while you're bench pressing.
Yeah, and then I'm over there in the corner of my dorm room going.
At least I had 315 today.
I called my dad. I said, "Dad, I got to get out of here. I'm dropping out of college." He hopped on an airplane the next morning. And he was down there with me. He says, "What happened?" I was like, "I took so much and I took."
The funny thing is I was on vacation with the Eagles in in Destin. That's right. And he was supposed to come meet me for dinner one night, and then he texted me and said, "Sorry, man, something come up. I'm not going to make it." And then I found out that was the reason why.
Yeah, I got messed up, boys. And that is I view that as a testimony, and I will never touch anything like that again. It was so. What I'm trying to say is, don't ever mess with that stuff. It will mess your mind up. I mean, I was. It's funny now. I would walk to class and I'd be crying like a baby. I'd be like, "Why am I crying?"
I bet the girls love that. He's so in touch with his feminine side.
That's hard for me to see, though. I couldn't imagine just passing Dylan, just bawling his eyes out.
Bro, I was over. I'd be sitting there, and it'd just be crocodile tears falling my eyes, and I wouldn't even be sad. I was crying. I was
couldn't control it.
I had messed everything in my body up. It took about a month to get me straightened back out.
It goes on the opposite end, and obviously none of us are women, but I know for a fact women like supermodels and stuff, or like the facial reconstruction, and like us as men, we want to be muscular, we want to be strong, we want to protect and serve and all those things. Women, they want to be slim, hourglass figure, and they see all these things on social media and they're photoshopped and they're living an unhealthy lifestyle, and they want to be just like that. And that's not the way God intended. God didn't intend you to be like anybody else, anyways. Obviously, live a healthy lifestyle and a happy lifestyle and a godly lifestyle. But God didn't intend for you to suffer to succeed.
No.
Obviously, in a spiritual manner, possibly, but in a manner of physical body, yeah. It's what is that? Oh my goodness.
Bodily exercise profiteth little.
Yeah.
Now I've heard preachers say that, and we're not talking about bodily exercise or anything today. I've also heard preachers say, I've heard like people are against it working out, and I'm against that belief. Like, I think you should take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Now I agree with what we're saying. The con to social media, people post these pictures of, hey, look at me, and obviously they've got filters, lighting, and they portray this image that other people follow into, and then basically it messes your whole life up because you're trying to be somebody you're not. But I believe working out's good. Like, we've actually, me, Justice, me, CJ, and Seth have all been working out. I love to work out, but when I got married, I quit.
That changes things, doesn't it?
It did. I got fat quick. But so we've been working out. I've been doing 5 a.m., waking up at 5 a.m., eating, and going to the gym, and I love it. And I've been doing it for about a week now. I've been doing it for several weeks now. And I feel great. And I've lost some weight, and I feel good. But I say all that to say this: I believe you ought to take care of yourself because God's give you one body. Yep. And you need to take care of it. And in my mind is I'm trying to serve the Lord with everything I do. And I want my body to be able to do what God needs me to do. I don't want to be so out of shape that I can't pick up chairs and stack them, or I can't go sweep glass out of a parking lot without getting winded and have to hit an inhaler to get back up to the top of the church.
Did you have to do that?
No, I was freezing to death down there, and I was trying to call y'all to come get me, but I didn't have my phone. So
yeah, I remember seeing it up here.
Yeah, I hiked back up
That's
here.
tough.
So.
There's a physical manner, but really like what you're hitting to, it's mental, and like a lot of kids, like the peer pressure and stuff too, like all that happens on social media, and like a lot of these kids get like a warped mind or get so negative, and
careful who they listen to.
Yeah,
like with all the social media influencers, and there's some of them. There's some out there that are pretty good, like that will help you.
Yeah.
But some of them you got to be careful because, even though you say, well, I agree some with them, and then some of it I don't, but if you listen to something long enough, you end up becoming it.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of that.
And that cardio stuff, that is not for me. Maybe boxing and jiu-jitsu. That's my cardios. But
Cody Saunders is the same way. Like that rascal is monster. Brother hand clean 315 like warm up. It's insane.
We gotta have him on. You gotta get him on here.
Let's have a workout like a YouTube special weightlifting segment.
Us three versus Conor
McGregor.
Saunders.
Nobody can handle the left hand.
That's your right hand.
Nobody handle my left hand.
Left hand. What?
I'm sorry.
Oh man. But social media there's a lot of pros and cons to it. And
don't you get mad at me?
Huh?
Don't you get mad at
I'm
me?
not mad at you.
I love you.
I just got another short video, man.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said it. It cracked me up when you done that.
No, I got another short video.
Hey, hopefully it'll blow up.
I'll do the Spider-Man guy
Nobody
again.
can handle the left hand.
The classic Spider-Man music.
Have you seen Shrek? Have you seen the Shrek movie where it's the very first one, and then the Lord Farquaad is trying to Farquaad, yeah. He's trying to pick the princess, and the executor's over there. Pick number 3, my lord. Pick number 3. And he's got 4 hands. Pick number 3, my lord. Pick number 3. Or pick number 2, my lord. I don't know what he done. But it was not, that's not you.
I don't watch that wicked stuff.
You know the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man
He lives on Drury Lane.
I'm the Muffin Man.
Oh. Anytime Justice comes over to the house, and anytime he says anything, I picture him saying it like Donkey talks to Shrek. Can I stay with you? My wife was gone. He said, can I sleep with you? He did.
Get out of my swamp.
Get out of my swamp.
All right, well.
Social media has lots of pros and cons to it and interactions. And social media really, to an extent, really allowed me to be friends with, I guess, all these boys here at this table. And like even with my girlfriend now, like we went to the same church and stuff, but social media helped me build that relationship. And from a preacher perspective, from a teacher perspective, and all y'all as well, we highly advise you to tread carefully on social media
Right.
in terms
Yes.
of following individuals and listening to every piece of information. Because believe it or not,
You need to ask your parents if you're younger. You need to ask your parents. Don't get one without asking them.
yeah.
I wasn't allowed to have a Facebook till I was like 15.
Yeah, me neither.
Even then, I started. Anyhow, but wait, did you say you talked to your girlfriend on Facebook before you talked to her in person?
No, it was Snapchat. We talked in person, and we were friends for a long time. But I added her on Snapchat, and I was like, "Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, guy?
How you doing?
and we were
How
actually
you doing?
ironically, we were on the same, and this isn't a love story, but we were, it is. So we were on the same vacation together. We were at Pigeon Forge together. Our families, go together, save money. Obviously, we split 2 apartments and things.
Money.
And we sleep with our own families. Okay, man. But in relationship to that, I texted her, I was like, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, literally the same thing you're doing. I was like, oh.
Nothing.
I was like, what you been doing today? She's like, I've literally been with you all day. I was like, oh, very nice. And that's how you win them. Just
10
be
minutes
yourself.
later, they were up on the roof doing the scene from the Titanic. Never let go, Jack.
I'll never let go, Jack. And then she let me die out there on the water. If y'all have ever seen that movie, there's like 3
She
feet.
let go of him.
Yeah, there's like 3 feet of cupboard that he
She
can
didn't
sit
let
on.
him.
He's in there freezing, drowning. Yeah, I'm sorry,
that's
Jack.
Really off topic, but
One of us has got to make it.
Somebody's got to tell our story.
I would have been like, "You gonna have to scoot over. It's about 3 foot on that door." That
It's
I can
cold
have
in this
to."
water, lady.
I'd have been fighting her for that door like the third monkey fighting for the position on the ark when it
Yeah.
rains. When it starts raining.
Yeah.
I can't feel my toes.
Fight like you're the third monkey trying to get on Noah's Ark, and brother, it's starting to rain.
But
like 6 times.
Oh, goodness. Well, we are glad that you've joined us
Joined
via
in.
social media.
if you have social media, be an encouragement. to
Follow us
people.
on our social media, by the way.
Go subscribe to
Yeah.
YouTube. We're trying to quit our jobs and just be full-time YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yep, send us money.
Wouldn't you want to love and just listen to us talk all day?
No.
Not.
Justice don't like it. Anytime we start recording, can we get this done? I've got things I got to do.
No, I love it. It's just y'all pilfer around.
Let's enjoy the day. We don't do this,
we're
but like once
enjoying
here.
it. Once a year. Is that what you just said to me?
I don't know.
We'll be apologizing to each other on social media later. Look out for that. So.
I'm sorry.
They beefing.
Seth, we miss you.
We miss you. Love you.
Jake's doing
Shout
a good
out.
job. Have fun with Paul Moss and a pyramid
pyramid.
scheme.
We love you. God bless you. And we'll see you next
See you
week.
later.
See y'all.